Hey guys, it's Tim and this is Wrestling Unlimited as it's Wednesday, and that means tonight is AEW Dynamite. Now, tonight was AEW Dynamite, the 5th anniversary show. If I'm gonna be honest, I expected more out of this show. I really did expect more from AEW tonight. And you want my quick and dirty of this show? Here's what it was. Great match opened up the show with a crappy finish. Then there was just meh throughout the rest of the show. Then the main event was a really good match. A great match with kind of a crappy finish. So, don't want to shit on this show, but it was kind of a nothing show. If I was going to vote in the poll with you guys, I would probably say it was just all right. Like, I really expected more, especially with all the stuff we knew. And yeah, like, we got a basically 30-minute overrun. So Brian and Okada can end with, I mean, Brian beat him and pinned him or whatever, but it was, you know, BCC started coming out and they distracted. And I don't know. And don't get me started on Ricochet and Ospreay. I'm never a fan of the, oh, it went to a draw. Let's restart the match. Just keep the match going. Why do we need to stop the match for a minute or two and then just, oh, it's going to keep going? I never like that in wrestling. For me as a fan, it gets me pulled out of it to where, oh, now I got to get reinvested. No. So, I don't know. I expected more from this show, but with that, we've got Luke with us as well. Luke, how you doing? And what'd you think of tonight's show? 3 shows in a row for us.
I'm doing pretty good. Gave some blood today, so that was fun. But other than that, I thought Dynamite was okay. I wouldn't say it was great. Like, I expected more out of it. They were hyping it up as like the 5th anniversary show. But other than that, I mean, nothing special. The only like big stuff that we saw out of it was Jay White returning and Shelton Benjamin's debut.
Yeah, those are the 2 big things. I mean, like I said, we got 2 really good matches that had crappy finishes, not great finishes or whatever. And I don't know. Hopefully next week's Go Home show, which is on Tuesday, guys. Tuesday at 9 Eastern. So 9 Eastern, 8 Central, 6 Pacific. And it's on Tuesday going up against the 2nd hour of NXT from St. Louis, which will have Randy Orton and Javon Evans on that show. So it's like, oof. And it's the Go Home show for the Wrestle Dream pay-per-view. So we'll see how that shakes out. Right now, how many matches we have for Wrestle Dream? 3, 4? Wrestle Dream 2024. Right now, we have 4 matches set for Wrestle Dream. Tony's still got 2 more collisions, 2 more rampages, and another Dynamite to add more matches. And knowing Tony, 8, 9, 10 more matches probably going to get added. Because that's what he likes, them 10-plus match cards. But we'll see how it all does play out. And with that, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you are watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can either help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel one of 2 different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime. Because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Take a Prime account, take a Twitch account, link them together, bada bing, bada boom, you're Prime Gaming. Doesn't just give you cool free stuff, but you can also subscribe to us at no extra cost. Also, go over and help us out on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. That way you know when we post new videos. That way you know when we go live. And that way you know when we post to our community tab. Also, remember that you can become a channel member by hitting the join button. Even if you do so at just the $1 tier, it really helps out tremendously, and we greatly appreciate it. Whether that's on YouTube or patreon.com/PW Unlimited. And also remember to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air. You can do so by donating a super chat in the live chat. And finally, head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game, whether you're buying an old game, whether you're claiming a free game or getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys, use our code PW Unlimited at checkout and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. Right now, the free games are You might want to go claim those. It is the Spirit and Mouse. But then tomorrow, new free game, Bear and Breakfast. Haven't heard of that one. Spirit and Mouse, and the Mouse. I have watched somebody play before and thought it looked cool. Bear and Breakfast, I don't know that game, so that'll be an interesting one. Also, there's some new Fortnite skins as well you might want to go check out. But with that, guys, we got a show to talk about here. AEW Dynamite. Show comes on the air, and we get, a video from, I guess we're calling them the BCC. I'm still calling them the BCC, even though there's no Wheeler, there's no Danielson. And so, Pac.
Technically, Mox is like the only founding member left.
Well, Claudio.
I mean, the people that actually started it was Mox, Danielson, and Regal.
True, but Claudio's basically been there from the start, so I associate Claudio as the founding member. Anywho, Pac's freaking great. This promo he cut to start the thing, awesome. I thought it was great. Pac said that he knows Wheeler Yuta is not a zoo creature, someone to be paraded around, a fluffy, cute animal. He said, "You're a lion. Stop acting like you haven't chosen." Claudio asks what the problem is. He's the same guy, and so is Mox. We haven't changed. This is still Yuta's home. They have big plans for him. Marina Shafir then says something in Russian, and then Moxley starts to talk. Moxley said that he prayed every night Bryan Danielson didn't win the AEW World title. But here we are. Mox will win the title one way or another. And before I continue on, why does he not want Danielson as the champion? He still hasn't explained that unless I missed something. Has he not?
No, he never said that.
Yeah. All he says is, I don't want Bryan as the champion. But why? Why don't you want Bryan as the champion? You guys were brothers, basically. Close as you can be. And then all of a sudden, I don't want you as the champion. Why? What happened? What changed? Who changed? I don't know. This is the most confusing part of all of this, is they still haven't said why Moxley is mad that Danielson is champion. Is he mad that you got the title before I got it back? I don't know, because Mox is the 3-time champion. I don't know. Alfonso says she was speaking Romanian. Gotcha. Hopefully this doesn't come off rude or bad, but I don't know the difference. As far as when I hear someone speak Russian or Romanian. To me, it sounded Russian. Anywho. Mox said he will win the title no matter what. There will be casualties along the way, but he's giving Danielson a chance to go out there on his shield. Go out on his shield, on his home soil, and be buried in his backyard. Fate is not going to put a better offer on the table than that. At WrestleDream, he officially sends Daddy home and relieving him of his duties for good. So, this is a really good opening video. I thought it was effective-ish because we still, like I said, don't know why Moxley is so mad. Yet, we may know because Excalibur hinted something at the end of the show, which we'll talk about when we get there. What do you think of this opening video?
I mean, it was okay. They were trying to make it really serious, but I personally didn't really take it serious.
I could see that. I like it. I'm a sucker for highly produced videos like this, so I really enjoyed it.
I am too, but it's just some of it just didn't make sense.
No, I get that. Speaking of highly produced videos, did you see Cody on Pat McAfee today?
Oh yes, he was giving maybe potential spoilers of what could happen at Bad Blood.
Well, yeah, I'll get into that, but I liked when he talked about the video that they shot with him and Roman on the football field. I thought that was really cool. Mm-hmm. He's like, we showed up. The two of us stayed away from each other. We didn't plan anything, really. We didn't discuss anything. He stayed on his side. I stayed on my side. They set up all the lighting and the cameras and everything. And he said Paul Heyman, Jeremy Borash, and Rob Fee produced a great segment. He's like, then we came together and we just did it. So if I'm taking what Cody's saying here, they winged it. Like they had maybe bullet points and knew what to get at, but for the most part, they weren't scripted. They kind of just winged it. That was really cool. Also, Cody said that there's going to be a video that airs at Bad Blood that will have big title implications for the Crown Jewel show next month. And then teased that he's going to main event WrestleMania 41 in a match that's probably bigger than they've ever done before. So what that means, I don't know. Then, not on the air, but posted on social media, Pat goes, big guy coming back this week. Cody goes, actually, I have the dialogue written right here. Pat says, big guy coming back this week. Cody goes, oh, is he? And Pat says, you tell me. Cody goes, which one? Oh, your big guy? And then so Pat goes to walk away and goes, okay, awesome. I don't know. You told me enough. Are we getting The Rock back soon? Like, imminently? What other big guy would it be? I saw some people go, Ryback? Yeah, no. I'm actually ain't asking about Ryback.
Brock Lesnar?
Doubt it. Especially since his name was in the Vince doc about being, the one that used Janelle Grant to sign. I'm not even going to get into all that. But they're going to distance themselves even farther from Brock now, I feel. But no, it's got to be Rock. Because who else that we would be considered a big guy is Pat close to? Why would Cody say, oh, your big guy? You know what I mean? And they didn't film that and put it on social media for nothing. Like, that was posted for a reason. And it wasn't just like Cody's team filmed it and put it up. Because it was a nice little moment of everyone shaking hands afterwards. No, WWE was also tagged in that video. So I think something's stirring come Bad Blood.
They said they said something, a title match at Crown Jewel, and then he's gonna main event Mania with a much bigger match.
So here's what exactly happened. And I'm sorry we're getting off on a tangent in WWE stuff, but I haven't been able to really talk about this because this was actually very interesting to me. So Cody was only on McAfee for maybe 15 minutes today because his schedule and flights and everything got him there late, and then he had to leave pretty quickly. Anyways, Pat goes, all right, we're at the end of the first hour. Cody, we got a hard out in 2 minutes. Let everybody know what they need to know about the American Nightmare WWE Champion. I know you're not defending the title this weekend, but... And Cody goes, no, I'm not defending the title this weekend. I'm teaming with Roman. Yet. I think I could say that. I could say this. A video package, or a vignette, as you may call it, is going to air during the Bad Blood event that is going to have big title implications for a Crown Jewel show that is coming up soon. He would then go on to say, and also, we have WrestleMania 41 that I hope to be main eventing yet again. I've already main evented 3 nights of WrestleMania in the past, and we're going to do something bigger than we've ever done. So, I don't know if that's him and Rock in a singles match, Roman Rock in a singles match, him, Roman, and Rock in a triple threat for the title. I don't know. But he's teasing up that whatever he's going to do at WrestleMania next year that they already have planned or that they're pitching might be a bigger match than what we got this year. I mean,
I have an idea, actually.
What is it?
So let's say Rock posts a video package at Bad Blood.
But hold on to cut you off. He said whatever this video is at Bad Blood is going to have implications for the Saudi show, though, not WrestleMania.
I know.
Okay,
I know.
Go for it.
But let's say, the night after Mania, Rock said I'm gonna be taking some time off, but Cody, I'm not done with you, kind of like that.
Right.
So let's say there's a video package at Bad Blood saying, Cody, the night after Mania, I said I wasn't done with you. How about we finish that at Bad Blood or something like that? At Crown Jewel.
You think The Rock would work a Saudi show? That's my one question there. Will The Rock actually work a Saudi show, though?
Maybe.
That'd be interesting. Well, because also you have to think, that's at the end of November. Rock's supposed to reportedly start filming the live action Moana sometime starting in November. So I don't know if he's gonna have time. Let me look.
Or what if he showed up at Bad Blood and said, like, it was my idea to have Solo take over the reins as tribal chief since you failed to like beat Cody at Mania.
That I would like to hear. I think that would make a lot of sense.
Then that Mania 41, we get Rock versus Roman. Winner becomes the real tribal chief.
I mean, I wouldn't hate it. Let me see here. Live action Moana. So we know the cast for the most part because Rock revealed that back in like June or July. The movie comes out not till 2026 though. He had said before when they were going to start. Yeah, production starts in August. Usually pre-production is a month or two. And then they go into filming. So they should be starting filming maybe even this month or next. So if production was supposed to start if nothing got delayed, if production was supposed to start for Moana in August, then he's going to be pretty busy right now. But as far as the show goes, no Taz. Because apparently, and I'm sorry for laughing, this is preposterous. Somebody beat up Taz in the parking lot before the show. They said that it happened this morning. And so Taz got... Go for it.
I don't remember. Did they show footage of that or did they just say, like, yeah, someone beat him up this morning?
There's no footage. Unlike NXT, who sometimes has grainy security camera footage from their parking lot, no footage. So basically what happened was a tweet was sent out this afternoon that said that Taz had been beat up and attacked in the parking lot and is not able to be at the show tonight. Taz then sent out a tweet saying that he went to the doctor. They're sending him home to New York and he needs to go see his doctor because his leg is pretty messed up. Excalibur then said on the show that Taz has now got a messed up knee, which he's already had knee issues, and they've actually played that up with the Jericho stuff and so forth. And so that's why Nigel was on the show. They played it up and they said Nigel got here last minute. He got on a last minute flight, flew out here, and yeah, they had to have 3 people on commentary. Which my question is, if they filmed Ring of Honor before the show, well, why not just get Ian Riccoboni? You know? If they had Ring of Honor commentary for the Ring of Honor tapings before the show, then why not just use Ian instead of Nigel? I don't know. They wanted Nigel to call that Bryan match, probably. So
yeah, I don't know.
So yeah, no Taz because Taz was attacked, which is very weird.
I don't even know where this is leading to. I really don't.
Hook versus somebody. It's got to be, I guess.
A what?
It's got to be Hook versus somebody.
Well, I mean, obviously, but I don't know who.
Trying to think who would be mad that he retired the FTW title. Would there be anybody mad about that?
Would be Undisputed Kingdom. Maybe they're secretly mad.
I don't know. This is a head scratcher though. Like I don't understand this storyline at all. Like, did Taz need the night off and so they did fake story, or was this something that was? I don't know. It's one of those things where the fans are going to say, let it play out. AEW doesn't give it all away at once. David Decker says Jericho. No, Jericho is busy with the conglomeration trying to get the ROH title back. So I don't think it was Jericho. Anywho, so the show opens up. They talk about Taz, and then we go to Ricochet comes out, and then we go to the back where Kyle Fletcher is there helping Will Ospreay prepare for his opening match. And then Don Callis and Takeshita walk up, and Don's like, hey, let's talk about last week. And Ospreay's like, I got a match, but I'll talk to you later. Don is just like, no, I can't talk later. Kyle and I got to go make our flight. And I'm like, make your flight? The show just freaking started. Why the hell even show up if you're going to leave at the beginning, which was all a ruse, but still. I was like, okay. And then they walk off, Kyle Fletcher and Don Callis. Ospreay goes his way to go to the ring, and then Takeshita's just standing there. So we'll see where that leads to. I mean, we know where it leads to. It was the attack after the match and this and that, but Ospreay, Ricochet, exactly what we expected as far as the match itself does go. a banger. So, where was I? The match starts off with a bunch of quick action, and we got the spot where they're flipping up the ropes and doing the backflips and this and that, and then they both stop and down in the superhero pose. There's some fast takedowns and kip-ups and pin attempts early on as well. They basically did the stalemate spot from the Best of the Super Juniors match, ending in a double Spider-Man superhero pose. Both then traded chops until Ricochet caught a leapfrog into a twisting backbreaker, sending Ospreay outside where he met him with a tope. Ospreay then leapt over the barricade, tried to leap off of it, and Ricochet sprung up and hit him with a Hurricane Rana to the floor. So there was a stalling senton back inside the ring from Ricochet, but Ospreay fought back with a handspring corkscrew kip up. There was a pip cheerio that connected for a near fall as Ricochet fired back with a series of wild lariats for a 2 of his own. Both then exchanged wall walking enziguris, but it was a standing Spanish fly from Ospreay that got himself a 2. There was an Os cutter attempt that sent Ospreay to the floor, but after Ricochet followed him out and hit him with the hook kick. No, he got hit with a hook kick, and then Ospreay, this led to him hitting an Os cutter on the outside. We then go to a commercial break. Back from the break, both men fought up the ropes where Ricochet tried a super Hurricane Rana, but Ospreay stuck the landing. Ricochet then responded with an Os cutter of his own as Ospreay flipped off Ricochet, who fired off a thrust kick, but rolled through a 450. There was a hidden blade countered into a Ricochet backslide bomb and a nasty twisting pile driver for a 2. Ricochet went for the vertigo, but opted a Northern Lights locomotion instead, only for Ospreay to counter into a stun dog millionaire. A hidden blade was countered into a snap Hurricane Rana pin, but Ospreay rolled through, held on, and hit a Styles Clash for a close 2. Ospreay then backed up and finally hit an Os cutter, but Ricochet kicked out. Ricochet ducked a hidden blade and connected with one of his own before going up top, and he hit a shooting star press for a super close near fall. There was a pump kick that spiked Ospreay, who floated over the vertigo into a poison Rana, one that Ricochet answered with one of his own. Ospreay desperately fired off a hidden blade and collapsed onto Ricochet with both men's shoulders on the mat. Rick Knox had no choice but to count, and then Justin Roberts is like, who won? Commentary doesn't know who won. They're all kind of, what happened? Referee's talking to Justin Roberts, and finally Justin Roberts tells you it's a draw. Well, Ospreay retains the title, and the match ends in a draw. Both men kind of get up and they're like, no, we want to keep going. They can't end like this. No. And then they do the thing. I've just got word from Tony Khan. This match has been restarted. And so they go not even a minute or two. And out comes Takeshita, who attacks for the DQ. Takeshita took out Ospreay with the power driver knee and Ricochet with a roaring elbow and a Falcon Arrow. Takeshita then took the international title and held it high over both men laying. So it's like, you did 2 shitty things there at the end. You had the stupid, it went to a draw, restart the match, and then you restart it only for Takeshita to run out and cause the DQ. So they had a great match that just had a bad finish. What'd you think of it?
It was a good match, just, yeah, bad finish. I'm like, so, like, are they going to do another rematch later, or I don't know.
This could end up leading to Ospreay and Ricochet versus Takeshita and Fletcher.
Most likely, yeah.
I mean, Fletcher wasn't there to see this happen, and maybe the whole thing in the storyline is Dawn made Fletcher leave before Takeshita did this, so Fletcher didn't stop Takeshita. I don't know. I'm trying to give reasoning for it. I don't know. We do have a couple bit donations here. Esports Gaming Rules says, well, AEW and WBD got their TV deal figure it out. Well, we all knew it was going to happen. There was no surprise there. Like, everyone that was like, oh my God, they actually made a deal. And this is, I mean, we've said for months now, the deal's most likely going to happen. It just all comes down to agreeing on terms. But they said, seems we about to witness Tony Khan as an Vince McMahon, while Triple H and HBK are the booker that pro wrestling care about. I don't know about that. I don't know if I would call Tony Khan the next Vince McMahon.
Vince did a lot of worse stuff.
Well, I mean, personally,
I mean, Tony Khan's not really a bad guy. He's just bad at booking.
It's not even that he's bad at booking. He books like a fan.
He does.
He books like, I just want to see this match, so I'm going to make this match. I'll make it make sense later. Because Tony Khan has said for years, I got notebooks and notebooks written down of matches because I just, when I was younger, would just write like lineups for shows and stuff. But I don't know. The rest of his comment is WWE's Nick Khan as the real con man of pro wrestling. So good luck AEW for how long deal is, and will AEW's Hurt Business be successful? So AEW did sign a 5-year deal that we don't know the exact number. It's anywhere. There's 2 numbers reported: 150 million, 170 million. Now we don't. That's not including the pay-per-views on Max and how much money they're going to get for that. Plus, if they do cut this deal with Fox, they're going to get more money from that as well. So there's a good chance that they end up making almost $200 million a year with the TV deal from Warner Brothers Discovery, the streaming Max pay-per-view deal from Warner Brothers Discovery, and then the, what's it called? Possible Fox deal. So I don't know if this will make them profitable. I don't know how much they're, because I've seen a lot of people going, they're going to be profitable now. They're going to be profitable now. And it's like, potentially, but have you seen their books? Do you know how much they're paying every week to run a show? To run 2 shows, technically? Because they're most weeks running both a Dynamite taping and a Collision taping. How much is that costing them? Plus, how much are they paying their talent? They're not just paying AEW talent. They've also got a Ring of Honor roster as well that they're paying. So I'm not trying to dog on them or, make this sound negative of they're still not in the positive. We don't know. And everyone that tries to say, well, they're profitable now, how do you know? Have you seen their books? Have you seen their pay sheets and everything? He also says, why Monet don't defend her title yet? Maybe she, along with TK, is waiting for Shane McMahon. No. Mercedes might be in this MVP thing. And then, will AEW pay-per-view stay on Triller when they go to Max late in 2025? Yes, that's going to be the thing. Is I believe they're going to keep them on Triller as an incentive for you to get them on Max. Because the thing they're going to do with Max is pay-per-views at a discounted rate if you order through Max, if you have a Max subscription. So say you go and pay $50 to watch it on through Triller, right? Go over to Max, and if you have a Max subscription, well, then maybe you only have to pay $25, $30. You get it discounted. I don't know what that rate's going to be because you also got to factor in how much is Max now. Max keeps upping their price. Let's see. Max price. How much does Max cost now? Max is now ad-free $16.99. So if we do a little math here, round that up to 17. These AEW pay-per-views on Max gotta be under $30 to be even worth it for the fans. Because if it's a $50 pay-per-view and you're gonna get it discounted on Max, well, already take out that $17, which then locks it down to $33. So then you gotta get what? You don't want to just give somebody $3 off, technically, or $5 off. You want to earn an incentive. So are they going to be $20 on Max with your $16.99 a month fee? So then they'll be, say, 17 plus 20. So they're $37 technically. I don't know how they're going to spin it. That's my one thing. Because they say if you have Max, they'll be discounted. But is it really a discount with the Max fee? At least with ESPN and UFC, ESPN Plus is only $5. So, and then you got to pay the $80 for the UFC pay-per-view, which, holy crap. You got any thoughts on the AEW TV deal?
I mean, pretty expected.
Hmm?
But what do they spend the money on, though?
What do you mean?
I mean, are they really making, like, as far as, like, them spending it, though, you got to pay the active roster. Like, I don't know how much they're paying, like, the active roster, though. Like,
well, that's what I'm saying. Go for it.
Like, how much are they paying, like, Moxley? How much are they paying Okada?
We don't know.
Mercedes.
Millions. All 3 of them getting millions.
Have you seen that video of, every, of like how much money every AEW wrestler is making. Like they said, Pac is making like 3 million, Box is making like 6 million.
Those are
and
all,
Meltzer responded.
Those are all fake and made up.
And Meltzer responded, if those numbers were real, then Roman Reigns would be calling AEW right now.
Exactly. Like I could see Pac maybe making 900,000, 1 million, maybe. I don't think Pac's making $1 million though.
Well, Pac's been there for a while though.
But still, I don't see Pac making $1 million. Anyways, and then Esports Gaming Rule says I have Max through Prime. Well, you're still paying the same price through Prime. It's still should be $16.99 or $20.99 if you have the what they call Ultimate no ad tier, which I don't know what the difference is. So moving forward, Renee Paquette's backstage with Mercedes Moné and Camille, who didn't get, any sort of reaction from the crowd when she did her CEO line, because she, oh my God, she went, Pittsburgh. And I'm like, geez, can you be any more annoying? Well, yeah, I know. But you get my point. Like, God damn, shut up. Monet said that
people like don't like her at all. Like people are just like, why don't you just shut up?
Yeah.
Like,
no. Monet said that she had the truck put together a highlight package of Dynamite's best moments. And well, in fact, it was just all of her moments. I'm like, well, this is stupid as hell. She said that AEW's future is so bright because she is here to change everything. MVP then walked up and handed her a business card and said, you ever want to talk business? Let me know. And when they kind of looked intrigued. Then we cut to Renee Paquette with other people, Austin and Colton Gunn, backstage. And they were about to give their thoughts on Juice Robinson's match tonight with Hangman when they were attacked by Hangman with steel chair. This then led to the Learning Tree. So TV time with the Learning Tree. Big Bill's in the ring and said, it's not about the destination. It's about who we become as people along the way. In the past 1,825 days, they've all become better people due to Chris Jericho, who made his entrance with Brian Keith. Jericho congratulated fans for 5 years of Dynamite and that the new deal AEW signed, making, quote, experts look like real idiots. And I'm like, get it though? Because like John Ross Sapp, Dave Meltzer, Brian Alvarez, all of a sudden I'm blanking, Andrew Zarian. They all said this deal's going to happen. The deal is in the works. They're going to sign a deal. So what experts look like idiots? Just people with random podcasts like us? I was never saying they weren't getting the deal. So what experts are you talking about? I can name a few people that I know were shitting on it, saying the deal's never going to happen, but I wouldn't call them experts, and I'm not going to promote them and their stuff anyways. So, like, I don't know. None of who I would call experts ever said the deal's not going to happen. But regardless, there would have been an AEW. There wouldn't have been an AEW without a Chris Jericho. Tony Khan has said that. Tony Khan has stated that if they didn't have Jericho at the start, they may not have got that original TNT deal. Keith got the crowd to chant, "Thank you, Chris." As Jericho said, this is only the 34th anniversary of his pro wrestling debut. He's taken so many into the Jericho vortex and brings up beating Mark Briscoe last week on Collision. A new era is upon us, and the Ocho wants to become the Nueve. So he wants to challenge Briscoe for the ROH title at Wrestle Dream. Briscoe then comes out with a conglomeration and tells them, stand down. So does Jericho with Bill and Keith. Briscoe said that Papa Briscoe taught him to be a man who doesn't make excuses. He couldn't do that after last week, having Jericho beat like fried chicken, but only because of Bill choke slamming him through a table, allowing Jericho to roll him off the top for the pin. Briscoe won't make excuses. It was a tornado tag. It was all legal. Briscoe put over Jericho in his 34th anniversary, calling him one of the finest wrestlers on the planet. Briscoe would love to put that notch on his belt, as the word of the day is conquistador, I think is what he said. No, consequential. I wrote it weird. And then He said he's going to put Jericho's head through a wall. Jericho cut him off and said that Mark can't beat him. Maybe his brother could have. And I'm like, oh, what a line. What a line. Said everybody knows that Mark will never be as good as Jay. Mark waffled Jericho in the face, as he should. We'll talk about dead brother. And asked if Jericho wanted to go there, telling Jericho to get his brother's name out of his mouth. Briscoe then said, I accept your challenge and will defend your title. Telling him that punch right there was consequential. What'd you think of the segment? I liked it.
I thought it was good. I mean, the dead brother stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if they needed to go there. But other than that, I thought
Do you
it was
think Jericho
effective.
actually beats Mark for the belt?
Honestly, that's a tough one. I wouldn't put it against him. If I have to say now, yes.
I don't know if I'd put money on it though.
Yeah, it is an interesting one. A hard one, a hard one to predict. Then we got a Darby Allin video. He's sitting on a car outside somewhere. And so when he was 19 years old, he used to ride the bus. Daydream. And one night, felt something hitting him in the back of the head. And then guys started laughing. Turned around and realized they were spitting on him. Laughing at him. And after doing nothing, he finally went to do something when one of the guys pulled a switchblade, asking what he was going to do about it. Allin said it looked like he's getting stabbed tonight, and started fighting all the guys. He viewed Jon Moxley as one of those guys. And as the last week, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. WrestleDream was supposed to be Allin versus Bryan. No, it wasn't. They're changing the narrative here. They're literally changing the storyline. They're changing what was booked. It was never Allin versus Bryan at WrestleDream. It was Allin versus Bryan at Grand Slam. So it's like, what? Anyways, he said it was all taken from him. People say that he's the future of this company, but he's losing faith in himself, and maybe he needs to prove himself again. So in the Tacoma Dome, he's issuing an open challenge at WrestleDream. Anybody on that roster, come face him. Anyone wants to build their name off of him, bring it, as I got nothing to lose now. So it's like, why are they literally changing what was booked? They're literally changing the story. It was never him and Bryan at WrestleDream. Should have always been, but it was Grand Slam. I don't know. What did you think?
I feel like we could there's a good chance we either might get a debuting wrestler or a returning wrestler against fighting Darby.
So would it have to be a heel, would you think? If he's the big baby face, a heel?
Most likely.
I'm trying to think who that, Ricky Starks, maybe? If you want to return? Oh, Ricky.
Malachi Black.
That wouldn't be a bad one.
I'm looking at the roster right now.
Yeah, I don't know. Again.
When's Copeland supposed to come back?
Oh, not anytime soon. Plus, he's going to be filming a movie soon, too. He's actually starring in a movie. Like a big-time movie, I think, too. Let me see. Because it was just announced, too. Adam Copeland.
Wardlow, maybe.
I mean, Wardlow's out with a knee injury, so probably not.
Oh, yeah. What about Hobbs?
Hobbs has been cleared. That would be a good one. That would actually be a really good one.
And those are the only ones I could think of as far as heels.
Adam Copeland will star in a movie called Remember Me alongside Eric Johnson. I don't know when the movie's supposed to start filming, though. Also, I don't know if... Well, actually, they've been already. Never mind. Because he should be in season 2 of Percy Jackson, I believe. That's already been filming for a little while. So I don't know if his stuff's been filmed for that or not. But I think he's in season 2. Let me see. Aries, season 2, Percy Jackson. Is Aries in season 2? Let's see. Not known. I thought he was great in the first season of Percy Jackson, though.
You want to know something funny?
Wait. What if it's a returning Adam Cole taking on Darby?
Maybe.
All right. Want to know something funny? Go for it.
So speaking of Percy Jackson, I'm in a Greek mythology class, and my professor was saying like what do you know about this Greek god? And I was like mentioning some stuff from about him from Percy Jackson. He's like, I can tell you've seen the movie Percy Jackson. I'm like, I have. Well, this is completely different from Percy Jackson.
Well, that was what was it? Things were happening in Percy Jackson, and I'm like, wait, that's not how they happened, or that's not how that character was portrayed in Hercules. That's what I know my Greek mythology. Yeah, the animated Hercules movie.
I know the Cyclops stuff from Heart.
There you go.
But I don't think there was a Cyclops in Percy Jackson. Unless there might have been.
Yes, there was, at least in the show.
I haven't watched the show.
The Cyclops, okay, so spoiler alert, because the show is more close to the book. It's closer to the book than the movies were. The Cyclops takes his mom to the underworld. At the beginning. The Cyclops is the one that kidnaps his mom. So moving forward. But
He's not a big Cyclops, though.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Cyclops are only supposed to be like a big dude.
Oh, in Percy Jackson in the show, he's a huge guy. Huge monster.
Oh, never mind.
Huge monster. Bigger than the trees. Well, there's 2 different Cyclops in, I want to say, the show. 2 different people portrayed as a Cyclops, I want to say. Hold on.
I see it now.
Oh, we're getting off on a tangent here, but I'm pretty sure it was no. I'm wrong. The Cyclops didn't take his mom. It was the Minotaur took his mom. But there was a Cyclops in the show. I think the Cyclops got killed by Medusa. He looked at her and she turned him to stone. Yeah, the Minotaur took Percy's mom. Anywho, Hangman Page versus Juice Robinson. God damn. They said, well, this is not going to be an actual match, at least not at the start. So Page sprints up the ramp. He comes out first and starts fighting with Juice. Match doesn't start here. They're battling. Aubrey Edwards is telling him to get it in the ring, and he's yelling at her, don't tell me what to fucking do, basically. And they're fighting up near the stage. And Robinson tried an axe handle off the stage, but Page threw a punch at him. And then again told Aubrey Edwards to shut her ass up. He literally said, shut your ass up. And he took his belt and whipped Juice with it. Page set up a table, tried to go for a pile driver, but Juice hit a backdrop and brawled with Page into the crowd. Robinson smacked Page in the face with the fans' beer and then hit him in the head with popcorn while they were heading back down to the ring. They get back in the ring, and eventually the match begins with popcorn all in Juice's beard and popcorn butter all over Hangman. So Page didn't gain the early control before he did go to a commercial break. Excalibur then informed us that the people that attacked Taz, well, they're unknown assailants. We come back from the break. Page was crotched in the corner as Robinson started firing up with a series of jabs, wishing Page a happy 5 years, trying a corner cannonball, but Page moved. They go fighting to the floor as Page dropped Robinson face first on the apron, but took too long to take advantage of it. And Robinson had enough of him and hit a spine buster on the edge of the apron. There's a violent cannonball against the barricade that saw Robinson fly into the crowd and squash Page. Back inside the ring, Robinson hit a top rope crossbody, but Page caught him, rolled through, and hit a fallaway slam into the turnbuckle. Tony Schiavone then compared Robinson to Macho Man Randy Savage and Bruiser Brody all tied up into one. As Page wanted an avalanche deadeye, but Robinson got free and hit a stack powerbomb for a 2. Both traded the Juices Loose and Deadeye counters as Page held on to referee Aubrey Edwards for leverage, kicked back for a low blow, and then a buckshot lariat to pick up the victory. So before we get to the post-match and the big return, what do you think of the match itself? Chaos.
It's good.
Just good? That's it?
Kind of all I got to say, though.
Well, like Jonathan Chitu here. He says, what if MVP comes out with Shelton Benjamin and tells Darby, your opponent, well, it's not Shelton here, and then brings out Bobby Lashley. But do you think Darby loses the open challenge? Because if he faces Bobby Lashley, he would have to lose. They're not beating Bobby in his first match. I would assume. Granted, WWE just beat Julia in her first match, but no, her second match. Never mind. Take that away. But it could be Bobby Lashley.
It was their first title match.
First title match, yeah. I forgot the Chelsea Green match. But yeah, if it's Bobby Lashley, he would have to lose. Darby, that is. Well, I don't know. Like, I like it being Bobby Lashley, but I don't at the same time for what the finish would have to be. Because Darby's been losing too much.
Yeah, but Darby's also one of those guys where if you beat him, it's not going to affect him that much.
To an extent. I mean, if you beat him too many times, though, then the fans are just going to be like, oh, another guy that can have a good match but never get a win. You know what I mean? Eventually, you can beat him and it won't hurt him will eventually hurt him if you do it too much. There's a tipping point, I would say.
True. I mean, I don't know. The way he did it, like open challenge, it has to be, to me, it has to be someone who's either going to debut or someone who's going to return.
Yeah, not somebody we see multiple times a month or have been seeing multiple times a month recently.
That's what I was saying.
Right.
Maybe it's like a Malachi Black or a Powerhouse Hobbs.
Hobbs would actually be a really good one. I would like it to be Hobbs. So,
yeah.
The post-match, Page told Aubrey Edwards to get lost before taking off his belt. He wrapped it around the throat of Juice Robinson and went to hang him when then the music of Switchblade Jay White would play and out would come Switchblade. Page turned his attention to the stage and White appeared from behind, shot a takedown, and fired off strikes. Page tried escaping through the crowd. Page tried escaping through the crowd when White was on the pursuit. He went for the eyes, literally stabbed him, thumbs right in the eyes, then tried to spear him through a table. They barely hit the table. And yeah, get the guns up to end it all when he helped Robinson back up in the ring. Nice. I'm happy the Juice is back, or Jay White's back. Any thoughts on Switchblade returning?
Pretty excited to see him back. Excuse me. He's been off TV for a while, but yeah, like we'll see where this goes. Honestly, I guess they're using him as a babyface now.
Oh well, yeah. The whole Bang Bang Gang's a babyface. They're all babyfaces.
Oh, he works better as a heel, though.
I mean, we'll see. I agree, but he's someone that I could see him making a babyface run work. Here's what I want to know. So we go backstage and Renee Paquette, just the setup for this is also dumb because it just didn't feel real. It felt way too scripted and like just over set up. So Renee goes, and I want to introduce my next guest, the scapegoat, Jack Perry. And then Jack Perry drives in. What? Also, who is the one that's got to drive this damn bus all over the country? I want to know that. Who's getting paid to have to drive this bus all over the country? And when they're not, when they're not needing it at a show, where are they parking it? Where are they storing this thing? That's my question. Someone's got to be driving this to the shows. It's not like it's in one of the production trucks in one of the big rigs and then they're wheeling it. No, I highly doubt that.
I'm curious to see how many miles are on that truck already.
Right?
Or if they get like a new one, if it hits like a certain amount of miles on it.
Drive that thing till the wheels fall off. Anyways, bus pulls up. Jack Perry gets out and immediately is met with Katsuyori Shibata, who says that he wants to challenge for the TNT title at Wrestle Dream. Perry's like, I'll have to think about it. Walks away, and then all of a sudden we hear Renee, ah! And that's because Jack runs back and attacks Shibata, smacks him face first into the front of the bus, and then basically says, I accept your challenge. Bryan Danielson then cut a good promo backstage, intense. He said that, cut a promo about saying one sentence ran through his head. Jon Moxley. Then he realized this isn't about Moxley's world title. It's not even about Danielson's championship because it's neither of their belts. This is the AEW World Championship. This is where the best wrestle, which is why he challenged Kazuchika Okada, who broke his arm and his orbital bone previously, but never broke his spirit. Okada can't beat him tonight. And if Okada does, Danielson's full-time career will be over. And he wouldn't want it any other way. AEW, this is for you. What do you think of Danielson's promo?
I thought it was a pretty good promo. I really did. This promo mainly basically already told you that he ain't losing tonight.
Oh, 100%, which we already knew.
We already knew that, but this promo kind of like made it very clear that, yeah, he ain't losing.
Because like in the main event, at one point Excalibur goes, hey, Shivani, so if Okada actually wins here, does that mean it's Okada and Moxley at Wrestle Dream instead? And Shivani's like, well, that's what we would presume. It was like, yeah, no. So moving forward, we had Pittsburgh's own Britt Baker taking on Serena Deeb in Britt Baker's first match since All In. And this was just there. Nothing special about this match at all. Crowd was barely into it. It kind of popped for a couple Britt Baker things because she's the hometown girl. But other than that, I'm kind of bored throughout this match. So, Deeb worked a wrist lock early. Baker escaped into a lockjaw, but Deeb got the ropes. We then see AEW Women's Champion Mariah May sitting in the crowd, which perked Nigel McGuinness up. As Excalibur tells us, Timeless Toni Storm was in Japan this past weekend and actually teamed with Mina Shirakawa. Deeb worked a half crab, but Baker got to the ropes in time. Misdirection from Baker, who connected with a neck breaker, but misdirection from Deeb, who fired off a chop block and a wrist clutch lariat as we went to a commercial break. Baker then fought back with a ripcord elbow when things returned from the break, as a sling blade led to a swinging fisherman suplex for a 2. Baker then put on the glove. Looked like she was going to go for the lockjaw, but she took too long as Deeb trapped her bad leg in the corner and hit a dragon screw. There's a stacked power bomb that led to a stretch muffler from Deeb, but Baker rolled into a cradle for a 2. Deeb avoided another ripcord elbow into a snap German suplex as both traded lariats. Deeb wanted the Deeb tox, but Baker countered into an air raid crash. Each escaped submission hold attempts until Deeb went up top, but was cut off, and Baker hit an avalanche air raid crash for a close 2. Baker then searched for and finally got on the lockjaw, with Deeb tapping pretty quickly. So afterwards, real quick post-match thing here. Deeb goes on the attack. She puts on a half crab, working that hurt knee. Then all of a sudden, music plays. I have no clue who it is. And eventually we see it's Queen Amanada. She runs down, hits Deeb with the forearm. Deeb runs away, and Amanada helps up Baker. Nothing against Queen Amanada. They're kind of trying to push her recently. But it's like, why should we care about Queen Amanada when, yes, she's been getting little spurts of pushes here and there, but then never wins? Like, she'll get a title match or get a big match, and it's like, oh, but she doesn't win. So why should we care about Queen Amanada? No offense. What do you think of the match and the post-match here? I guess you could say setting up Serena Deeb and Queen Amanada. Also, why is she a queen? Queen of what?
I guess that's her gimmick. Like, yeah, I'm a queen, but like, queen of what though?
Like Prince Nana. What is he the prince of?
I don't know.
But he's been Prince Nana. He's been Prince Nana for decades. Like, I don't know if you know, he wrestled in WWE as an extra as Prince Nana.
Didn't he like referee a Bryan Danielson match in 2005?
Oh, I don't know. I could look it up. But what did you think of the match and stuff?
I mean, the match was kind of just there, nothing special. At first, I thought it was going to potentially set up Britt versus Mariah May for the women's title.
That's what I thought too. And then it was weird. Mariah being out there led to nothing. Nothing. What the frick was she out there for? Like, we got a backstage segment with her later. But it's like, I guess. I don't even know. Like, where's my notes here for that? Yeah, no. Now that I think about it, she was out there, made it seem like they were going to do something with her and Britt, yet the backstage segment later was her and Willow. What? So, none of this made sense at all. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yes. So I'm sitting here, found it on Twitter. Bryan Danielson once wrestled Kamala, and Prince King Nana, as he was known at the time, was the referee.
Kamala of all people.
Yeah.
And Prince Nana was the referee.
Wow. 2006, I want to say, is what they're saying this match was, when this match was. Someone goes, this is like Joey Janela's spring break before Joey Janela's spring break. The most random of random matches. So, yeah, that I never knew that. That's interesting. So, Renee Paquette's backstage with Hook. She asks Hook, you got any update on your dad? And Hook goes, he stops himself from saying the F word, and he smacks the production box, and he's like, I'm going to find you. Whoever wants to start shit with my family, I'll finish it. And then he storms off. So, no hints, no tease, no nothing, other than somebody attacked Taz, and Hook's out for revenge. Now, here's my one thing. I do got to appreciate them giving Hook more speaking time. Hook ain't the best cutting promos or anything, but you ain't going to get better if you ain't practicing. And if you ain't doing it on TV, you ain't getting better. They don't have a developmental system. I mean, technically they have Ring of Honor, but they ain't putting Hook in Ring of Honor. So, hey, good or bad, I like that Hook's getting to speak now.
Same here.
But it was like what they were saying, what they had said back in the day when AEW first started in like Private Party. They're like, Private Party are two wrestlers that seem pretty good, but need to learn still a few things, like how to slow it down and work for television and this and that, and putting them on TV a bunch helps that. Now, Hook's got down the Hook match. Like, Hook can do the Hook match perfectly. The Hook style match. Now you got to get this guy more comfortable talking, cutting promos, and being more of a well-rounded pro wrestling character and not just an in-ring non-talker. So, nothing to this segment really other than Hook's pissed off. Then Christian Cage cut a promo. I don't know. What? Did he tease that he's the one that attacked Taz? Because he made reference at the end. He's like, by hook or crook. Like, he emphasized hook or crook. But he said, Christian Cage is in the back and tells the crowd to sit down and shut up. If the fans were in awe of the first 5 years of what he did here, which he wasn't there for all 5 years anyways, they're going to be really in awe of what he does going forward. Because he's already the face of TBS and the future undisputed reigning AEW World Champion. He's the patriarch. He's the father figure. And soon enough, he'll have it all. Hook, line and sinker, by hook or crook. So I'm like, what? Are we supposed to think that Christian and the patriarchy attacked Taz? Because he emphasizes the word hook. Like, he wants to be a better father figure for Hook. So he took out Hook's real father. That's just me trying to piece things together. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I guess it would just give something for Christian the Patriarchy to do.
But it's like,
But
what are we gonna do? What is it gonna end up? A Hook Christian match? Nick Wayne Christian match? We ain't getting Taz wrestling. That ain't gonna happen.
I mean,
Yeah, it's weird. Go backstage.
I'm trying to think.
Go
I'm
for
trying
it.
to think who would team with Hook.
Bring back Joe.
Joe's filming the
What? Well, I think
what's that show called?
Twisted Metal, but I think that may have wrapped. Twisted Metal season 2 filming. Let me see. As of it was 7 weeks ago they were still filming. I don't know if they still are though. Anthony Mackie posted a photo 7 weeks ago, but I don't know. Yeah, not quite sure if they've wrapped or not. They have been filming. They started filming in July, season 2, which I can't wait for season 2. Season 1 was really good. And Joe, like I said, was a standout. So Renee Paquette's backstage with Mariah May, bringing up the recent challenger potential. As May said that Willow just keeps falling short. She gets the title shot, she wins the title, immediately loses it. She gets the title shot, wins the title, immediately loses it. Nightingale then walks in and says, "What? Well, you want to talk crap, you shady bitch?" And they start arguing, and like she slaps Mariah in the chest, and they have to be separated. Christopher Daniels is like, "We ain't doing this here. This ain't gonna happen here." And they hold Nightingale back as Mariah May leaves. So Willow, next up for the women's title. What do you think? I don't like it. What's Willow done to deserve this?
What has anyone in AEW done to deserve a title match?
Like
what has Shibata done to deserve a TNT title shot?
Because did you watch Collision?
No.
So Jack Perry on Collision did an open challenge with the TNT title on the line. The open challenge was accepted by Minoru Suzuki. He beat Minoru Suzuki. Then he tried to beat up Suzuki after the match, and Shibata came to make the save. That's why. That's where the story goes. So now he wants to challenge for the TNT title, challenge for the title, and get revenge for Suzuki, basically. Yeah, not the best.
Yeah.
And then when we look at Willow, in AEW, singles action, I mean, Willow beat Kaya on Rampage last week. Lost to Chris Statlander at All Out. Beat Harley Cameron a month ago almost. No, 2 weeks ago. No, I'm over a month ago. Willow has only worked in the last 8, 9. The last 3 months, Willow's worked maybe 10 matches. And 8 of them were in AEW. So a lot of mixed bag stuff here. Willow hasn't done anything to deserve it. Especially when you got Will Ospreay out here going, "Ricochet, you ain't getting a shot at me until you earn it and get a bunch of wins. Because I ain't defending against anybody." But then other titles, you don't got to win nothing, really. Like she beat Kaya, and all of a sudden, and that's another one. If you remember last week, Willow came to the aid of Yuka Sakazaki. So all of a sudden, I saved Yuka, now I want a title shot. Shibata, I saved Suzuki, now I want a title shot. That's all you got to do to get a title shot? Is stand up to the champion? I don't know.
Yes.
So moving forward, Private Party came out and defeated Iron Savages. This is a pretty quick match. A quick start by Cassidy and Quinn with early drop kicks and enziguris until Boulder was low bridged outside and taken out with a dive. Stokely Hathaway was shown applauding backstage as Tony Schiavone calls him the shadiest character of all time. They botched a gin and juice attempt at one point, but that was delivered to Bronson, and then that was the entire match. That was it. Really, it's all about the post-match. So Cassidy took the mic and said that at the beginning of the year, they returned and said that they would end the year as champions. They would be the champions at some point this year, and they still think that's going to happen because they want to challenge the Young Bucks for the AEW Tag Team titles. They said, Matt, Nick, Young Bucks, we beat you before on Dynamite, and we could do it again. He then said something, what did he say? Did he say suck my dick or suck my ass?
I can't remember.
Well, because they muted it, they bleeped it. But my whole thing is like, bro, no. You've got families at these shows with their kids. Don't be saying that shit. Granted, yeah, you bleep it for television, whatever. But you've got kids there. You're going to have like a 6, 7-year-old kid look and go, hey, Dad, what's suck my ass mean? What's suck my dick mean? You know what I mean? You got to be a little more cognizant. You're not just an indie promotion that can just, you're not on an indie show and just say anything, whatever. I get it. AEW is geared towards a older demographic than like a WWE. But you still got to be cognizant that people are bringing their families here. Their kids are coming here. Don't be saying that shit. You're not working GCW, Black Label Pro, who is on a hiatus right now, but yeah, that kind of, as someone with kids, stuck with me of, oh no. Because like, I'm going to go there and my daughter's going to go, what suck my dick mean? Or what suck my ass mean? Suck my what, huh? And then I got to be like, don't worry about it. Like, huh? Like my son, he's 13, whatever. Well, my daughter's like 10. She's going to ask that question. And I don't want to have to explain to her what that means. No. Well, this was a negative for me. Got to be a little more cognizant. Anyways, Young Bucks eventually do come out. Go for
it. Didn't Warner Brothers like tell AEW like, hey, cool off on the language?
Well, yeah, and it's not like they're cussing up a storm as much anymore. They did cut back on the swear words. So this would, in theory, be okay. I mean, they bleeped it with their...
All right, what do you think is like worse? Like them just saying cuss words or middle fingers?
It's the cuss words, because on cable you can flip that middle finger as much as you want. Cuss words, you gotta bleep them out.
But like, explain it to your kids wise though.
Oh, you just tell them that's the bad finger. That's fine. The middle finger's a lot. Yeah, no, it's the swear words are worse. Especially when you're saying dick and ass. Especially when you're saying dick or ass. Suck my dick, suck my ass, or middle finger. You just tell them that's the bad finger. Don't do that, and they're whatever. Trust me. It's the suck my dick, suck my ass thing. How do you explain that? You can't just say those are bad words, and they're going to keep saying, why are they bad? Say that's the bad finger, and they just go, oh, okay. If they ask why is it bad, you just go, because it's, it just means, I don't know. My kids are old enough to where I don't have to do that bad finger thing anymore. They've been a while since I had to tell them bad finger. But as far as like my daughter, she's 10. I wouldn't want her to hear at a show, suck my dick, suck my ass, or whatever it was that he said. You know?
Hey, next week my mom is going to NXT with me, and I have to explain to her.
You're gonna have her watch Sexy Red out there twerking her ass?
Probably gonna have a weird conversation on the way home, but
anyway, so the Young Bucks do eventually come out on the stage, and they say you can't have an anniversary show without the EVPs. Matthew said that they have a substantial overrun tonight, and how about we put these titles on the line right here, right now in Pittsburgh, and then goes, wait, nope, can't do that. We're limited on dates, very limited on dates, and we can't waste one of our wrestling dates on Pittsburgh. Jack Perry then attacks both members of Private Party from behind, which makes them look like goofs. Bucks then join in. Shibata then runs out to make the save, and the Elite retreat. We then get the announcement for Christopher Daniels that on Rampage this weekend, which we will have spoilers here shortly. Rampage this weekend, or this Friday, it will be the Elite, Young Bucks and Jack Perry against Private Party and Katsuyori Shibata in a trios match. That was interesting. So what? Tag title match at Wrestle Dream? We need like 8 more matches.
Private Party versus
Young Bucks.
Young Bucks
for the tag titles.
I mean, they already teased it like twice now.
Yeah.
I mean, might as well. They need challengers, and I mean, Young Bucks aren't losing the belts anytime soon.
No, it'd be a good easy match.
Oh, when the heck are they gonna do Young Bucks versus Grizzled Young Vets?
I don't even know. They were doing a thing with FTR, and that was all on Collision, and I don't watch Collision every week, so I have no clue. Because they've been more on Collision than anything, so yeah. Wait. Tony Khan just announced a match for... Hold on. A Chase in the chat. Okay, hold on. Big triple threat match for Wrestle Dream. Here we go. All right, I'm going to pull this up on the screen. Tony Khan has announced a international title match for Wrestle Dream. As you see here on the screen, Tony Khan has officially announced that it will be a triple threat with Will Ospreay defending against both Ricochet and Takeshita at Wrestle Dream. He states, quote, AEW Wrestle Dream pay-per-view next Saturday, 10/12, Tacoma, Washington. AEW International title. Will Ospreay, King Ricochet take suit. With the AEW International title picture unsettled after tonight's AEW Dynamite Anniversary, championship will be decided in a huge 3-way at Wrestle Dream. There's match number 5. There we go. Just announced 6 minutes ago. Thank you, Chase, for bringing that to our attention.
You see, Ricochet said that Samantha Irvin was the one who told him that he should like go to AEW to like improve himself.
Yep. Basically, she told him, bet on yourself.
And also, like, do you think Ospreay retains, or do you think he might lose to like Ricochet, or what if Takeshita wins the belt and like Kyle Fletcher screws over Ospreay?
I'm kind of confused by this because I thought it was going to end up being Takeshita and Okada because they're teasing that. I thought it was going to be Okada defending the Continental title against Takeshita. But now Takeshita's going for the International title, so I have no clue. I guess Ospreay retains. I don't know. Honestly,
I don't even know.
I thought it was going to go a different way with Takeshita anyways. I know Fightful had a report about Takeshita tonight. They said, let me see. They said, Kosei Takeshita first appeared in AEW over 3 years ago before becoming a regular in the spring of 2022. Since then, he's competed in Blood and Guts and a number of AEW and IWGP title eliminators and has been viewed as a future top star of the company. We're told the ascent could start sooner than later. Of late, Takeshita has been appearing in main events and facing off with numerous top stars in the company. Fightful is told that isn't an accident. And Takeshita is expected to get a big push very soon, and we'll see him factored into a major program. With this one right here. We're told that as things stand, it would be the biggest push he's seen in AEW, and hopefully further establish him as an upper card talent. Those that we've spoke to claim that could take place within the next 2 weeks and lead to an important pay-per-view spot. Well, there it is. There's his push, important pay-per-view spot, all right there, Takeshita in the international title scene. Again, they were teasing Okada and him, so I don't know what is going on. Renee Paquette's backstage with MVP. She said, I hear you got some news to announce. And then Prince Nana walks up and goes, hey, I just want you to know that I didn't like what you said about me and Swerve last week. And remember, I used to be a wrestler. I can lace up these boots anytime to stomp you. And MVP goes, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm not the complaint department. How about you take that up with my business partner? Camera cuts over and boom, there's Shelton Benjamin in a suit. He takes a sip of Prince Nana's coffee and said it was pretty good. And then they walk off, him and MVP. So Shelton Benjamin is the complaints department of the Hurt Business, or Hurt Syndicate, as they're going to be known. Shelton Benjamin is here. Fightful has a report on that one as well, as they state. Another member of the Hurt Syndicate is officially All Elite. Fightful Select Sean Ross Sapp reported in September that MVP Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley were all in talks with AEW, and the deals had not been finalized. However, following MVP's debut at AEW TV at Grand Slam, it was confirmed by Fightful that he signed a contract. Now, the same goes for Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley, the latter of which has an impending debut. We're told that all three nailed down deals a number of weeks ago. MVP is expected to primarily serve as a manager, with Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley wrestling. So they're all coming in. They gotten 2 of the 3 thus far.
Oh yeah, when Ricochet left, when it was announced that Ricochet was leaving like WWE, did you see MVP tweeted that originally he wanted both Ricochet and Cedric in the Hurt business, but WWE told him he only gets one of them?
Yeah, I saw that.
So what if like the Hurt Syndicate, like it was MVP, Lashley, and Shelton, they're all in AEW, and eventually Ricochet joins them.
That'd be cool. I honestly think if they want another big man, put Hobbs with MVP. Hobbs with MVP would be great. The MVP.
Yeah, but if you already got a big dude, I don't think you really need another big dude.
I mean, you got Lashley who can do just about everything. So if you want just the big monster-like guy, I guess you would say. I don't know. I just think Hobbs would fit. For some reason, something just in my mind is like, Hobbs would fit here. And not just because of his skin color. I'm just saying like his what's the word I'm looking for? His character and his how do I say it? His demeanor and like him being like, yeah, there you go. His attitude would fit. Like, no, I don't take no crap kind of attitude.
I get it, but at the same time, people are just gonna start viewing Hobbs like this guy just gets bounced around from like faction to faction.
Oh, you mean Wardlow?
Yeah. He's basically, people are just gonna view him like, oh, he's just another Wardlow, just get bounced around from faction to faction.
Yeah.
Like Hobbs is part of like Team Taz. I think he was part of something else after Team Taz.
Well, I think he might still be part of the Don Callis family. We don't even know.
Yeah, Don Callis family as well. He was part of I thought he was part of something else before the Don Callis family.
I don't remember, to be honest. So,
just sworn he was. Oh, he was part of QTV.
Oh yeah, you're right. There it is. There it is.
He was part of Team Taz, QTV,
and then Don. Moving forward, we go to go for it.
Yeah, now he gets bounced around from faction to faction.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off again.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. So moving forward, we got our main event. Both the Continental and World Championships on the line. Bryan Danielson versus Kazuchika Okada. No. Danielson, where am I? Crowd got hyped for this match right off the bat with just a stare down. As after some early groundwork, Okada missed a drop kick. Danielson whiffed on a high kick, and there was a series of takedowns and arm drags that led to a stalemate that took things to a commercial. When they returned, commentary talked about how slowly Okada was going, and it's kind of not normal for Okada to work slow, but maybe he's trying to run the clock out. So we hit that 20 minutes, and his title's no longer on the line. Danielson fired up with some forearms at one point, but Okada met him with a flapjack to regain control, as he followed with a neckbreaker for a 2. Okada slowly continued his offense, but Danielson battled back, attempting a top rope headbutt, only to crash and burn. There was a money clip applied, but Danielson escaped, only to be spiked with the DDT for a 2. Okada, showing literally no urgency to finish this match, just walked over to Danielson in the corner and hit him with a dropkick to the floor. Okada repeatedly slammed Danielson into the barricade before breaking the 10 count and getting back in the ring, hitting Danielson with a boot. Danielson avoided a draping DDT, broke the count himself, and slammed Okada into the barricade before heading back inside and going to the top rope for a drop kick, which sent Okada back to the outside. A lot of just back and forth, in and out, in and out. Tope connected by Danielson, who followed this up with another top rope drop kick and yes kicks at about the 16-minute mark, they said. two then traded pin attempts and uppercuts, and an intense stare down led to some slaps until Danielson backflipped out of the corner, only to run into an Okada picture-perfect dropkick. Okada then hit his top rope elbow as Danielson clutched his arm, similar to their first encounter, which delighted Nigel McGuinness, thinking, oh, is Brian hurt? Okada did his Rainmaker pose, flip off to the crowd, then went for the Rainmaker, but Danielson countered into a triangle transition into a label lock. Okada was about to tap when we're about 19 minutes in. Okada used his leg to break the hold. Danielson then hit a Busaku knee, only for Okada to fall at the 20-minute mark. Okada's Continental title officially safe for the remainder of this match. Danielson flew off the top with a dive, tried to charge, but Okada caught him with a tombstone onto a chair at ringside, and things went to a break. When they returned, there's an avalanche back suplex from Danielson as he fired off some corner strikes, dropping Okada with a German, but he took too long to follow up, allowing a desperation drop kick from Okada. Danielson then avoided a Rainmaker as both traded wrist control, with Danielson ultimately stomping down repeatedly. Danielson then wanted the home run shot, but Okada countered a Busaku knee into a Rainmaker and turned Danielson inside out. Both then started throwing forearms and knees and all kinds of different shots until Danielson finally collapsed. But instead, he started firing up instead of laying down. Danielson flipped out of a German suplex attempt as both traded Busaku knees for a close two. He traded Rainmaker attempts as well, with Danielson hitting another and getting a near fall. Anvil elbows rained down from Danielson, who powered up into a spinning future shock, got the wrist clutch and a short lariat until we see Claudio in the front row and Pac as well. Okada made eye contact with Claudio Castagnoli, and that, well, distraction was enough for Danielson to duck a lariat, hit a backflip or backslide, and pin Okada to retain the title. Castagnoli was happy to see it. Before we get to the post-match, what did you think of the match itself and the way it ended?
Match was good. I mean, Danielson wasn't going to win the Continental belt.
No.
But good match, but a crappy ending.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. So then we get the post-match. Okada hits Danielson with the Rainmaker before flipping off both Claudio and Pac, and then storms out with his title. Pac and Claudio then get into the ring and pull Danielson to his knees as Jon Moxley and Marina Shafir appear in the ring. Moxley told Danielson to get this through his blueberry picking brain, as everything he's doing is because he has to. This is when Excalibur asked if he's being controlled and if somebody else is telling Moxley what to do. If this was anyone else, he would have put him out of his misery years ago. Wheeler Yuta then sprints down to the ring with a hammer in hand, and he stands up to Moxley. Eventually, they bail, and Moxley gets right back in the ring, though, and stares down with Yuta, daring him to use the hammer. Yuta then pondered on what to do before Danielson charged at Moxley, while Claudio went to hold off Yuta. But then commentary lets us know, if you notice, they're all fighting, but Claudio would never actually at all hit Yuta. He would hold him back and hold him down, but he never threw any shots at Yuta, which is very interesting to think. There's a reason they noted that. Danielson and Pac and Claudio and Yuta kind of all fought, again, without Claudio throwing any shots at Yuta, and the BCC eventually bailed as Yuta grabbed the mic and said, Claudio, Pac, you want to get to Danielson? You're going to have to go through me first. He then throws the mic down and Danielson picks it up. Danielson then says, how about next Tuesday, Title Tuesday? Claudio and Pac versus me and Wheeler Yuta. Danielson announces, makes the challenge, and then immediately we hear, Tony Khan has made this match official. What did you think of the post-match and the tag match? Quick. Well, you got to think, I didn't see a graphic for it, so that's fine. Because I hate when they do the whole, hey, we just made this random challenge and there's a graphic 5 seconds later. But
there was a graphic.
Was there? Okay,
there was.
I missed it then. I was setting up the stream. Well, then fuck it.
There was a graphic.
And fuck that. Now, if it was just Tony Khan in the head of Shivani saying, hey, yes, do the match, that's one thing. But there was a graphic, that's unrealistic. Come on, as a graphic designer, That's going to take at least 3-4 minutes. But yeah, what do you think of the post match and the tag match getting set up for next week?
Post match was very interesting because now it's like I had to do this, and then I think it was Shivani said like
Excalibur.
Shivani or
Excalibur.
Excalibur was like who's making Mox do this? And then in my head I'm like Shane O'Mac.
Yeah, basically he asked, is Moxley being controlled and told to do this? Is he not doing it on his own accord? Which is interesting. Is there a higher power?
Well, here's my question.
No, I got it. There's a higher power, so then Shane can come in and rip off the hood and say, "It was me. It was me, Brian, all along," like Vince did. Give me the higher power.
Here's my question. Like, what would be the story of Shane McMahon coming in than just...
Your guess is as good as mine. I have no idea how they can spin it.
Like when I was controlling my business, you left me or something like that?
No. Because it was like, let me think. So he worked for Shane as the general manager of SmackDown when Shane was the commissioner of SmackDown. So you could say that they worked together in the past. I don't think you could say, hey, general manager, commissioner, SmackDown, this, that, and so forth. But you could say that they had a working relationship together that maybe didn't work. I don't know. Because they haven't explained enough, is my thing. Like, why is Moxley so mad that Brian has the belt? He's like you said in his opening thing. Let me go back to my notes and get back to the beginning here. Like he said in the opening little promo, he said, where was it? Moxley said that he prayed every night that Danielson didn't win the title. So is it that he doesn't want Danielson to have the title, or he is being told by, we'll just say Shane McMahon, you have to take out whoever has the belt, and he doesn't want to have to take out Brian? Is that what he's saying? Because remember what he said earlier. If this was anybody else with the belt, what he said later, actually, if this was anybody else with the belt, I would have took him out sooner. So is it, I've been given the task of taking out the world champion, and I wish it wasn't you. Is that what we're supposed to think? He doesn't want this to be Brian, but he has to do it. That's an interesting way to look at it. That he's being told, let's just say, let's put this in Marvel terms. Thanos is telling one of his minions to go take out the Avengers, take out Iron Man. And he hopes, and Iron Man, Bryan Danielson, is his friend that he doesn't want to have to take out, but has to do what he's told. I don't know. Yeah, I got it. Never mind. It's like Star Wars. The Emperor is telling Darth Vader basically what to do, and now Darth Vader's got to kill his son because that's what the Emperor wants. Luke Skywalker dead. Trying to equate it to something else we know. You know what I mean? Because that's what it kind of sounds like, where it's like, I don't want to have to kill my son, but my boss says, kill my son, I'm going to do whatever he tells me. Danielson is the champion. If Moxley's being told, you need to take out the champion and get that belt, no matter what, he doesn't want to have to hurt Brian, but he will because that's what he's told he's got. I don't know. I don't know how we're going to get to he's being mind controlled. I don't freaking know. This is weird. A couple things have been announced for Rampage, though. Big Bill and Brian Keith versus Kyle O'Reilly and Orange Cassidy. And then the Young Bucks and Jack Perry versus Private Party and Katsuyori Shibata. Next week on Dynamite, Bryan Danielson and Wheeler Yuta versus Claudio and Pac. Also, let me see if we have Rampage spoilers yet. One question says, do you have any update on Sammy Guevara? All we know is Sammy had to be stretchered out. And same with the other girl. I don't know her name. All I was told is she didn't actually get an entrance. And yeah, local competitor. But Sammy did have to be stretchered out. Believed, according to Dave Meltzer, believed to be a concussion, but not confirmed. It really stinks. You hate to hear it. We may have a name on the other one. Lady Frost was taking on Kelly Maiden, Madan. And
I
they
have no clue who that is.
never heard of her either, but they had to stretch her out as well. So with that, let's, what we thought of the show. Now it's time to hear what you guys thought of tonight's AEW Dynamite. Like I said, wasn't a bad show or anything, but I expected more from not the go home, but I expected more from the what's where I'm looking for. From the anniversary show. I just felt like the beginning was really good, the end was really good, and the middle was just all meh. Kadeem says, WWE fanboy saying the show was all right. I thought the show was great. I thought the show was just all right, and I wouldn't call myself a WWE fanboy. I'm just saying, like, the whole middle section of the show was just meh. Bray, I never said anything about Goldberg. He says, tell us when Goldberg is coming. You said you knew. No, I never did. No, I didn't. To look at the polls here. As far as the Threads poll does go, 40% thought the show was just all right. 40% didn't like the show, and 20% did like the show. Looking at the Twitter poll. 40% liked it, 35% didn't like it, and 25% thought it was just all right. Oof. Looking at the YouTube community poll, 66% liked the show, 19% thought it was just all right, and 15% didn't like it. Some of the comments here, heart emojis, awesome 5-year anniversary, show keeps getting better with experience. Looking at the live poll here, 62% liked the show, 25% thought it was just all right, and 13% didn't like it. And finally, the Twitch poll, 67% liked the show, 17% thought it was just all right, and 17% didn't like it. With that, guys, that is going to wrap everything up. I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. But Luke, tell them where they can find you.
You can find me over at Twitter X at Petke_21. And you can also find me over at Twitch at Young Grasshopper Luke.
With that, guys, have a great rest of your night. Have a great rest of your week. I'll see you back here on Friday for Friday Night SmackDown, the Go Home Show for Bad Blood. Have a good one, guys.